How's it going, guys? Brandon Lichter here. Just came back from a case tournament hosted by Sun Valley Gaming that I had won. It was a really crazy tournament. Shout out to all my opponents that I played. It was fun. I played this game for fun, and I had a great time today. And let's get right into it. I played Pure Sky Striker. I've been playing this deck since it came out, and I really like it. And with the addition to Hayate, it makes the deck just even better and more consistent. So, because we're always trying to see engage. Okay. We played 3-Ray because we're always trying to see this card because it's insane. Its tribute effect with the field spell interaction is great. Its effective float is insane. It just helps me from not dying, and I wouldn't say anything other than this card is amazing. For hand traps, 3 Ogre, 3 Ash, and 3 Veiler. These cards were all performed really great. I had no complaints about any of these cards. The only question card I had was Ogre in so many amounts because Trickstar. It was really terrible against Trickstar. I always decided out. I actually, unfortunately enough, didn't play any Trickstars, so this card always put in work. There were so many times where this card against Rogue is just so much infinitely better than any other hand trap I can think of, along with Ash, because it's so generic, and it hits monsters, it hits field spells, it hits weird stuff. And then with Veiler, I really didn't want to let Goki play the game, and that's another reason why I played Ogre, is because Ogreing a Firewall or Izolde is just really oppressive if they don't have the right extenders, which most of my opponents always did. And they were really great. I wouldn't pay any less because I'm always trying to see hand traps first or second, because it's how I kind of can help mitigate stopping my opponent. And a misconception, not a misconception, but what most people do when they think about this deck is that they need it out the back row, but in that version I built my deck is my hand traps are what's going to help stop my opponent, not just my back row, including like Widow Anchors and stuff. All right. Now to the best part of the entire deck, the Engage. The reason why we play this deck. I heard Rhoda was pretty good. Decided to pick this card up. It was really great. I pretty much played this card so that I can draw another copy later on in the duel, because I wanted to engage and then draw into another engage. Engage was insane. Always search for the card I needed. There's just not much more to say about this card. It's just crazy. So for the other 3 of Sky Striker spells, Widow Anchor, this card obviously is really insane as well. Forbidden Chalice just puts in immense amounts of work, and against a certain matchups, then it gets mirror match. It has extra utility where you can target your own guys so they don't steal it, because you have to negate and then steal. And having this against rogue decks to push for damage when you can take their monster and attack with it, and then get rid of it with other cards I play in multiples. So this card was always insane, and I would never cut this down to any less than 3. Boom. Well, that's that. For the monsters, obviously Drone, because we're always trying to see plays. I play a lot of hand traps, and I need to always have a starter, and that was how I built this deck, and why I built this deck is because I'm always trying to play the game at every point in time and to see engage. So, and obviously now with Hayate drones is you can send engage and see it going second. So kind of a weird numbers that people aren't used to is 3 multi-roll, 3 field spell, and 3 terraforming. So the reason I play these cards in multiple numbers is there's obviously some side deck cards that I'll show you later on. But the theory behind this is multi-roll is always insane, blowing up dead cards or blowing up the field spell to get plays going, because I would have hands where I'd have terraforming, multi-roll, and 2 hand traps, and we got there. That was the game plan. Also, we play the field spell to see engage, because we need to see that card as soon as possible. And I get why people don't like this card, but I'm always trying to see engage as much as possible, and I'm always trying to make plays. So, and these cards in multiples obviously can be sided out. They were all just incredibly insane. And then obviously the field spell, targeting a set terraforming, because if you open multiple, you can get plays going. And then I had a couple times where I would even like set my field spell and then jamming waves to blow it up to get plays going, because it was my only starter, and I had multiple hand traps and like other cards that I would show you. And they were really great. Obviously, they were just insane, and they got me there. like I said, there's other cards in my side deck, and I'll show you why I play these cards in so many numbers. Is because I'm trying to clear my Mind Monster zones, and you'll see why pretty soon here. But Multi-Roll, insane card, helps me to stop cards that my opponent would normally chain to if I have my Afterburners or Jamming Waves, so that I can out them. Scapegoat. Scapegoat killer. That's why we play this card. Scapegoat. So other last 3-of spells is 3 Called by the Grave. So with playing so many Terraformings, the problem was that I always keep getting drolled and lose the game, unfortunately. So I had to play Call. It's also a spell. Also, it's actually another reason why I didn't play Shark Cannon, because this card is pretty much the exact same thing. Obviously, I don't get to steal the monster, but it outs problematic monsters, and it outs weird rogue decks too at the same time that you normally wouldn't have outs for. But it was really great, and everyone likes to side hand traps against this deck. So 3 Call was the correct choice in a meta game call. So also another weird card that I was played last minute was Shared Ride. 3-crafter with my buddy I went with, John. Shout out to him. And these 2 cards were originally Shark Cannon and Ego Booster, because we were thinking the field spell, we need to see all the Sky Striker cards as possible so we can always resolve the field spell. But we're just trying to use the field spell to see engage. So we didn't want to see those poopy cards. No, I'm just kidding. They're good. I just would always open them in my opening hand, and it would never get me anywhere. And I kind of just wanted a card that I could play that would be a spell and also would provide me advantage to draw into other cards that would see engage. These cards were good. I had won a couple games because of them. So 2 games specifically. So Shared Ride was a good call. So lastly, for the 1-of spells, Reinforcement of the Army, obviously the Sea Ray, it fills the grave for the spell, and Upstart because we're trying to draw engage. So that's the game plan with that. And then lastly, the 3 1-of spells, Hercules Base, Afterburners, and Jamming Waves. These cards all perform beautifully in the right venues, I guess. So obviously with Multi-Roll, I always had Multi-Roll active when I was obviously going off of my plays. So using this to blow up monsters in back row and not having them being able to respond to it was really great and crucial. So these cards are insane. At first I was playing 2 of this, but I slowly realized that people are kind of leaning off the Trickstar train, and that was the reason why I played 2 originally, because I'm just trying to out their monsters without targeting their back row, aka trying to out Scapegoat. And so I stopped playing 2 of that, and worked out great. Never had a problem with either of these. This was obviously to put back resources and draw cards if I can destroy monsters with 3 more spells. Good cards. Good cards. Would not change that ratio at all. Also, if you notice, I didn't play Foolish Burial Goods. My theory was Foolish Burial Goods under Droll or any other card that was pretty much Droll specifically, and it just being a random upstart I didn't like, and I didn't want to gamble on the chance to send Foolish Burial Goods to have my guy be in permanence or Veilered to just lose that card and just neg in a control matchup. So I just opted for actual cards like the Shared Rides and the multiple field spells and terraformings, so that I could actually just see the plays, and if I'm going to get trolled, I'm going to get trolled anyway. So that was the main deck 40. Worked out beautifully game 1s, and I probably should show the extra deck first. Some Zespel tokens. Zespel, dead card game, feels bad. So the 3-ofs, and then our newest edition, Hayate. These cards all were really great, all did exactly what they needed to. Hayate even just overperforms at poking damage in control matchups and to send engage, because we're always trying to see engage is what we're trying to do. And this card is actually really, really good. It's also another name, so it makes other hand traps weaker against this deck, aka cherries, because now I just have more names to play with, and it helps with the scenario of where if I keep a blue on the field, I don't have to waste or keep the Kagari on the field. I don't have to waste the Shizuku just to go back into a Kagari, aka add something. I can go into this, hit something, and then send cards. Also, this sends Ray, which is very important because we're always trying to see Ray. That's all the Sky Striker monsters. For another Link 1, I played Claire and Rushka. So this card has some other utilities that wouldn't be normally in this deck. One is for the Outseeker Village and Altergeist, because I just don't like auto-losing to cards. Anytime there's a card out there that I can auto-lose to, try not to do that. But, you know, people still draw Imperial Order, so that's okay. Shout out to Zach. And then also this card has some other applications I'll show you within my side deck. So this card was really, really good. I would not cut this card at all. So for my only link to was Nightmare Phoenix. It's just there to be generic back row to pop pretty much Imperial Order. That's what I'm trying to do with this card, is pop Imperial Order, because we don't like playing against that card. And also it's there to, if I Widow Anchor or their monster, I can use this and their my extra deck monster, my Sky Striker monster and their monster to make this an end pop card, or just use it just to get it out of the way so I don't give it back to them. It was really great, and I played 2 Link 3s, Unicorn and Triple Burst. I use Unicorn to climb up, so if I had like stole multiple monsters, or I can drones and make this and then use this to spin another card, that was the point. And I didn't get to use it today, it didn't come up, but it does come up enough to warrant to play it. Then Triple Burst, this card's actually really, really great. I would not cut this card. I just like that it's an extra deck combo piece that in grind games and in weird situations where I need to do damage in a short period of time, or I need to negate damage step effects, it comes up. Also, its other effect, like I said, it can tribute itself and then special back any of the Sky Striker monsters so that they can get their effects and clear this out of the board so I can keep playing and upgrade them. So this card was really insane. I like equipping this with Hercules base, so I can attack their monster twice and do piercing damage and negate damage step effects. Pretty much Goki monsters or ABC pieces is what I use this for, so it was a really good card. Link 4, I played Bomber Dragon. I was originally playing Borreload along with this, but since I wasn't playing Shark Cannon, I never had a really good way to climb up into Borreload. So this card was actually just all around better, and it's for right now in the version I was playing, because I can use just 2 monsters. So if I can like climb up into this, spin a card, and then use this in 1 monster, I can make this. And then obviously this card with drones helps me blow the main monster zones on their turn to be more disruptive, and it also does a bunch of damage. So this card was good. I liked it. I summoned it once and it did its job. I play Omega because I play Gamma on the side, so not much to say about that. Also, field spell target Omega, chain Omega effect is good. And then the last card in the extra deck was Ravenraptor Ultimate Falcon. I decided to go back to citing Awakening the Dragon this event. I'm not gonna lie, I stole a couple games with this card. It's really, really good. Also, the field spell targeting this is insane because it just resolves, and because it's not affected, but you can still target it. So people have a really hard time outing this, along with if this is in the extra monster zone and I'm able to use my Sky Striker card just the entire game, just keep this up here. We did it. That's what we were trying to do. And then for the side deck, the 3 Gamma and Driver, I just wanted more hand traps to put in against combo decks, mostly Goki, because there's an FDK running around with Goki right now, and I just didn't want to lose to that as much as humanly possible, even though my only loss in Swiss was the Goki. Shout out to Franjo. Why you gotta be like that? But this card was insane. Stopping hand traps, I would purposely leave no monster zones, and then I would activate Engage, and if I had it, or I played a Terraforming so they would droll, because I was playing so many field spells and Terraformings that if I ever resolved a field spell and they drolled, it was just infinite value. This card was insane. It was really great. It was the perfect hand trap for what I needed this event. So some generic back row hate. 3 Twin Twister and 2 Night Beam. I actually didn't side Night Beam all that much this event because it was mainly there for Trickstar, because I'm not trying to lose that matchup, even though it's a control matchup. I just really hate Scapegoat, and this helps chain both their back rows without me losing cards. And then Twin Twister was really good, first or second against certain matchups, and this card was really, really good against Draco, mirror matches, Altergeist. Always sided these in because I'm always trying to not lose the Imperial Order and anti-spell. So that's that. Also, another card that I played for back row removal was Zaphion. So theory behind this card, I put a lot of time into trying to thinking about why this card would be really good in its scenario, and it's because everything this has to do with this deck is the perfect application. It's a normal summon, so we don't always need our normal summon since I'm playing so many multi-rolls and field spells, so that I can always see Ray without even normal summoning. So this was always really good. And this card also works really well with multi-roll and the field spell, because both of those cards send the card to the graveyard and don't destroy. So I was able to, going second, normal summon this, attack, shuffle their back row, so get pluses with this card in control matchups, and then I was able to either use multi-roll the field spell to target this, to send it to the graveyard, and potentially reveal a Strike Striker card to pretty much see engage, and then it also replaces itself. So when it goes to field to grave, I get to draw a card. So it always was upstart. It was a monster upstart. And then on top of that, that's why I played the Kalarushka, so that if I didn't have a way to the field spell or multi-roll, I was able to normal summon this out their back row, and then make it into Kalarushka main phase 2 and replace itself with like an upstart, and then have my main monster zones clear so that I can play my engages, because we're always trying to play engage. And then as the last card, as you might have known, 3 Awakening the Dragon. We put this in last minute. I played this at Nationals. I only played 2 at Nationals, and I never saw it, and I wish I had done that, because this card's insane. People play into this so hard because they don't expect it in the pure Sky Striker matchup. I played against Zach. He was playing True Draco. I had opened 2 field spells, 2 Twin Twisters, and Awakening. So I had set this and just passed turn, hoping that he would use his diagram to blow up his heritage or whatever, the disciples, to destroy this, and then summon Awakening, summon Falcon for the game, because there's no out. There's no out in that entire deck. Also, this can summon, funny enough, this can summon anything out of my extra deck, including like all the Sky Striker cards, and get their effects. So like any of these. So that's also another reason why I play it, and it can summon Ray out of the deck. And for whatever reason, it can summon Ghost Ogre if I needed it, which was not the case. Thanks for coming with me, John, for driving, and shout out to John, Franjo, Leo, all the guys I played, and I had a really fun tournament. It was a great experience. It was my first kind of big tournament. I say big, but good players I played against that I had won, and I walked out with the W. There's not much more to say other than this deck. I'm trying to see engage is the game plan of this deck, and on top of hand traps. So yeah, it worked out really well, and I'm glad I came, and it was a lot of fun, and I wouldn't change a thing. Thanks for watching, guys.